Yo, I'ma keep it 1,000. If you're not sucking dick for $1,000,000, you're never gonna get it. I said it. I said it. I said it. I had this in my mind for so long, and I finally got it out. And it feels so liberating to say this. To suck dick for $1,000,000 is financially responsible. If you're not doing it for $1,000,000, you don't got that drive in you. You don't got that hustle in you. If you a man, you probably at one point in your life got caught up in a grapevine of this conversation, right? The idea of sucking dick for $1,000,000 is such a looming presence in every man's life. Heterosexual, bisexual. I don't know if gay guys really can enter this conversation because, I feel like the question for gay guys is like, would you suck a queef for $1,000,000? But the idea of getting involved in homosexual erotica for money is like something that is kind of inescapable in conversations with men. If they never ask you that, at one point they're gonna ask you that. But this question is just so haunted with lies, with deceit, with ingenuity. But not real ingenuity, fabricated ingenuity. We pretend we do not know the answer to upkeep our manly personas. We keep a facade. And it's so funny how we evade that question and we pretend like we do not know the answer. And I know that there's a lot of you listening to this and saying, oh, you're gay. Oh, you're gay. I'm not gay. I'm a hustler. I'm just going to say it. I think not sucking dick for $1,000,000 gayer than sucking dick for $1,000,000. What are you so afraid of? You're afraid you're gonna like it, right? You're afraid you're gonna get that $1,000,000. You're gonna spend it all on boys, on go-go boys. That's your fear. You're not confident enough in your ability to make it purely transactional. Hey, a lot of the defense for not sucking dick for $1,000,000. Oh, I wouldn't hurt my pride. Your pride? Motherfucker, you work at a Walmart. Yo, clean up on aisle 5 where children just shat their pants. Go on, mop boy. What the fuck you talking about, pride? You are 20 years old with an entry-level job. You're a fucking clerk at a Costco. What are you talking about, pride? The only people that I can reasonably see not taking the sucking dick pill are either people who are old and making nice income. Like, you're making like what, $7,000 a month, $6,000 a month. You're like 40 years old. Like, you're not gonna be sucking dick at 40 years old for like $1,000,000. If you already like have a nice savings account, a nice 401k, you got a little bit invested, Maybe if you're on that grind set, hey, maybe you're 40 years old with a mouth of velvet. But like, those are the only motherfuckers that got like $30 million. Then it's like, okay, maybe you don't need the $1,000,000 from sucking dick after all. But like everybody else, we're lying to ourselves. We are upkeeping an image that truthfully, when push comes to shove, we're not gonna be able to maintain. Right? I was just gonna say it. And for real, I'll say that those people, they have one thing though. I will say it is a very poorly lined out transaction that we're talking about, right? Sucking dick for $1,000,000. Very broad, very, very open statement, because sucking dick for $1,000,000. There's a lot of questions left unanswered there. Whose dick? For how long? Until when? What if it's more than one? Like, hey, that wasn't in the contract, but I didn't read the fine lines. Now I'm fucked for life. What if it's sucking dick for a whole week for $1,000,000? For $1,000,000 a whole week, I wouldn't do it. There, I'm joining the dark side. And it's always like such a performative act that you gotta put up, right? You gotta like pretend that you're considering it because you don't want to look like the cocky asshole that's like, no, I would never suck dick. And then you just, shoot down the fun. But you don't want to seem eager to suck on the dick. It becomes a boxing ring of the minds because you gotta like interpret the situation. You gotta see who you around with. You gotta see how much you gotta lead on. You gotta, you gotta really calculate where you're gonna respond to that. Cause look, when he said best friend is like, yo, dog, would you suck dick for $1,000,000? Yeah, dog, probably. $1,000,000? Yeah. If it's a colleague, you can still keep it honest, but it's gotta be an honesty kind of thinly veiled in a certain like irony. Some people do the thing of going, way to the gay spectrum and saying, hey, I would do it for like 100,000. Hey, I do it for free. They're not gonna really reach down to their souls and see this conundrum for what it is. And I'm just gonna say it. I don't appreciate that. I feel like, as vulnerable as it is, do not hide behind irony. Be real and be righteous in what you say. You cannot let yourself be poisoned with irony. Alright? Stand on what you say. And then there's the situation of being asked that with a bunch of people that you don't really know. And that is also one that the weak-minded revert back to being ultra gay instead of being honest with themselves and with the group. But that is the one where the theatrics really come to play. Alright? That is the part where we all pretend like we're pondering, because again, you don't want to be the asshole to shut it down, but you also don't want to be the one that's eager to suck dick. So you gotta keep this air of mystery to this very, very, very obvious situation. I'm sorry. $1,000,000, that is the part. Alright? That is the part that fucks me up. That makes me believe that I'm righteous in what I say. $1,000,000? The stakes are just this is what I don't really like about all of these, would you do this for X amount of dollars? It's always a very exorbitant amount. And deep down, the only thing that you can really say is yes, or lie to yourself and pretend like you're gonna say no. Would you eat a lump of shit for $10 million? $10 million? The stakes are too, they're not leveled. Yeah, $10 million. What are you talking about? A lot of people looking at me, you would eat shit for $10 million? You would eat shit for $1 million. Because the thing that people don't understand is that they don't put themselves in the reality of that situation. Put yourself in your shoes. If a guy came, really think about it. You're sitting somewhere. A guy comes to you with a contract saying, hey, you eat this lump of shit, I am verifiably going to give you $10 million tax free. Are you truly saying no to $10 million over a lump of shit? Because, if that same guy comes up to me and say, hey, would you eat a lump of shit for $10,000? No, I wouldn't. I really consider it though. All right? Think physically, $10,000 makes you ponder. But I don't feel like that's enough. I don't feel like $10,000 for a lump of shit. Yeah, that's not enough. 10,000. 5,000 is definitely too little. But would you suck dick for 50,000? That's a whole nother conversation. 50,000, that's not life-changing money. Still good money. Still a very nice amount of money. But would you suck a dick for $50,000? That is something that you gotta ponder over. That is something that you really gotta break it down. Would I really put my pride, the roof of my mouth, in jeopardy for $50,000? Because now it's kind of brought to a good level-headed discussion about sucking dick for money. Because when the amounts are corresponding with the activity, then it's really a moral question. But when it's exorbitant amounts, it's really about your hubris. It's really about your pride. It's not about your morals. It's about how prideful of a man you are. Yo, there was one hypothetical that I did back in high school with my friends. I'm still salty about it. You see, throughout my high school life, I was a pretty shy guy, you know? I'm not one to talk a lot. I'm not one to engage in a lot of conversations. I'm pretty to myself. But that day, I basically surveyed the whole class about it. And everybody was in disagreement with me. And I still can't wrap my head around it. It wasn't anything crazy sexual. It wasn't anything crazy nasty. It was very honestly a pretty good hypothetical. The hypothetical was, would you swallow a 10-cent coin for $10,000? Every cent is equal to $1,000. Again, $10,000. Not a crazy amount, not a life-changing amount. Honestly, pretty humble amount. But when you really have empathy and you put yourself in those shoes, you wouldn't. And everybody said no. There were a few guys, very stand-up guys, that say, you want to know what? For $10,000, one 10-cent coin? Yeah, real motherfuckers. All right? They stood on what they said. They had convictions, and I appreciate that. That is very important. All the other motherfuckers, even my best friends, fuck y'all. Y'all were lying. Y'all were lying for $10,000. Look, shit. This is a 10-cent coin. This, can I say, this is the diameter of a 10-cent coin. I even said on the hypothetical, you can down it with water. I was so kind. You can down these 10 cents with a cup of water for $10,000. And motherfuckers said, no, y'all are lying or y'all just don't have what it takes. Y'all gonna die in poverty. Homeless. And it all starts with this motherfucking coin. It wasn't a crazy coin. We got the $1 coin. That bitch is big as fuck. We got the 50 cents. The 50 cents thicker than a motherfucker. I picked the 10 cents. The smallest that we get. The smallest that we get. And they said no. Still salty about it. Cause they made me look like the crazy one when I said that I would. And with a smile in my mind. Alright? I asked for another coin. Cause fucking babies and children are always on the news swallowing fucking coins and surviving. I'm a grown ass man. I'm gonna shit that shit out and have $10,000 in my bank account. Yo. I'm just saying. At the end of the day, I do think that this is just a sad reflection on the state of affairs under capitalism. That we got 8 billion people, let's say 5 billion of them, man. 5 billion people willing to suck dick for $1 million. Capitalism has failed us, man. And strikingly, 4 billion people willing to suck dick for $1 million. Very slim percentage willing to swallow a 10-cent coin for 10,000. It is a wicked world. Yo, man, thank you for watching. Watch my other videos. I don't talk about dick sucking that much in those ones.